Hell yes, finally, we got Spawn Origins Collection Deluxe Editions reprinted, and we got the latest volume, Volume 5. Super excited. Shout out to Todd McFarlane for getting this done, man. I've been wanting these books for a long time. We're just going to do a quick overview and check out all of these volumes. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, so getting into it, finally here, the Spawn Origins Collection Deluxe Edition Volume 1. This has a $100 cover price and a page count of 620 pages. Mine came a little beat up, man. The box that it came in once was a box and turned into about a circle or like a ball when it arrived. It was kicked around so much, but these are absolutely beautiful deluxe editions. It has kind of that matte finish with the skulls on it, a glossy, and also the eye there does have the glow-in-the-dark feature, which is really cool. Open it up right to Clown Man, and you get a little bit of an eye with the binding here, and it's got that like yellowish green binding there. All of them are like kind of color-coded, which is really cool. You get this great little skull design on the inside of the pages here, the little cityscape as well, which is great to see, man. Now opening up to like the title pages here, there's a couple of these like title pages things. You get the big Spawn logo with all the creators listed and such. Love that all the colors are like the same for each of these volumes. You get a little introduction here, and then it jumps right into issue 1 of Spawn, May 1992. This is amazing. That's such a classic cover, man. So happy that we got these Spawn reprints made. Just a classic Todd McFarlane, and this is the Origins collection, so just speaking on like the origin of Todd McFarlane himself, man. Todd McFarlane, he was working for Marvel. He was writing Amazing Spider-Man. They were giving him a lot of shit because of the stuff that he was doing. He was kind of changing the ways to this new style of art that he had, and they wanted more of a classic Spider-Man style. So I don't remember if he ended up quitting or whatnot, but he ended up not working on Amazing Spider-Man anymore. But it was obviously selling issues, so Marvel ended up hitting Todd McFarlane back up and saying, yo, you need to come, we'll give you your own Spider-Man book and you can do it. So that's where the Spider-Man was born, which was one of like the highest selling comic books of all time. He ended up working on Spider-Man, went balls to the wall with it. Famously, one of his catchphrases is break the rules and make it look cool. So that's what he did, man. He came to Spider-Man. He threw in like every dope villain and hero in that Spider-Man run. He had Wolverine, the Wendigo. He had Morbius. He had Hobgoblin. He had Lizard. He had all these great characters, and a lot of Spawn elements were in that book as well. But after that, he decided really just to get a group of people together, go start their own thing so they can own their own material, and that's where Image Comics was born. So we had Eric Larson, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Willis Portacio, Mark Silvestri, Jim Valentino. You got all these people together and they started making their own things, and that's where Spawn was born. And Spawn is kind of like a story based slightly off of him and his love for his family and his wife. So now basically the origins of Al Simmons, or Spawn himself, man. So like Al Simmons was a decorated war hero. He was a Marine. He was serving all sorts of types of in the military. I think he was like part of actually the Secret Service at a time and the CIA, but he ended up working for like a group with Jason Wynn, and he becomes an assassin. So he ends up getting sent off to like Botswana, and he's on this mission, and one of his friends or partner, actually Bruce Stinson, actually codenamed Chapel, he is actually like hired to kill him secretly. So he ends up killing Al Simmons when they're on this mission, and Al is sent to hell, and Al has to make a deal with Malboja, which is like the devil basically. He's gonna make a deal with him that he can go back to the regular world, and he can say goodbye to his wife. And of course he jumps on that opportunity. He becomes a Hellspawn. He goes back to the normal world, and he wants to say goodbye, but he like doesn't know who he is. He kind of figures that out eventually, and it's basically him becoming this anti-hero. He doesn't take all these powers that he could have had, and he becomes this crazy Hellspawn hero, and he's like cleaning up the streets of this area, killing like child predators and all sorts of things, man. There's really heavy themes throughout all this Spawn stuff, which is just absolutely terrific. So that's kind of like the little background on Spawn, and it goes, man. It's still an ongoing title. There's so many Spawn issues. It's like one of the longest any running comics of all time, which is just fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Todd McFarlane, and I love all this Spawn material. So here we have Spawn Origins Collection Deluxe Edition Volume 2. Same matte looking finish. Then you got the glossiness with the skull and the glow in the dark eye. Let's just take a look at the binding real quick. Again, you got like that red ribbon in it. Nice little eye there. You got the cityscape, the title page, and then it jumps right into the book. The red Spawn logo. This does have a $100 cover price, just like the previous volume. They all have a $100 cover price, and this has actually a 620 page count as well, just like the first book. And this covers issues 26 through 50. Like I said, it's kind of loosely based on Todd McFarlane himself. Like he really loves his wife and family, so it's kind of like he would do the same thing for his family that Spawn did for his. So he comes back, he tries to say goodbye to Wanda, and it's just absolutely fantastic, man. It's got a lot of story throughout it, very wordy. I think people aren't really attracted to that at times, but I really like the real good world building that Todd McFarlane created for Spawn. I mean, he started this from nothing and just created this whole huge empire of just crazy Spawn stuff. So that's just fantastic to me. Huge Spawn fan, and the art is just absolutely insane. So good. I love how like the greens and the glow pop and the fire looks and his cape and just all the colors pop so well. Like this wasn't seen back then, man. Nobody's seen things like this, so this was just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm really glad that we got these deluxe editions because I'm a huge Spawn fan. Grew up collecting the action figures, collecting the comics. The thing is, I didn't even read the story. When I was a kid, I used to draw comics and stuff myself and just do artwork, and I used to use these books for reference because the artwork was so good, and it was kind of the material that I like drawing. I like drawing kind of horror themed elements and gory stuff, so I love these Spawn books. The covers were all fantastic, the interiors were great, just the inks were phenomenal. Like the amount of detail that he put into the artwork was just so crazy. Just the black and whites, like so good. Like that's what I always used to draw, is just straight up like inks and pencils. So seeing the way that he does all this stuff and the stuff in the back of these deluxe editions, the artwork is so good, man. There's all the inks that he had originally, so just really tremendous stuff in this book, and I'm so happy that these got printed. I've been waiting for this for so long, man. I'm a huge fan of Spawn, and these books were long sold out. I'm surprised we didn't get reprints sooner, but we finally did, and these absolutely are beautiful. So we're just going to keep on looking through all of these books. Great looking cover here as well with the Freak, man. That was one thing that McFarlane did so well throughout these Spawn issues as well, is just the amount of great villains and stuff he had, like Violator, the Clown, the Redeemer. He had the Malboja, of course, which is like the devil. Great looking Spawn Santa cover there too, man. Holy shit. That is awesome. That's always one that I post around Christmas time on Instagram or whatever. But so many cool characters. You got Billy Kincaid. Let's see. You got the Sam and Twitch, man, which they have a little spin-off series too. And I believe they're going to get a show soon as well, like on HBO or something like that. I've heard that something has been happened with that. I hope so. It's the same thing with the movie, man. We did get the sick movie too back in the day with Spawn in 1997 with Michael Jai White. Was it Martin Sheen was in it, and John Leguizamo. Just fantastic. He did a fantastic job as the Clown throughout that, man. Was a huge fan of the Spawn movie, even though it definitely doesn't hold up as well as I'd like it to today, but it is what it is. There's just like the inks on that Freak cover there. Love all this inked artwork in the back of these different volumes, which is so cool to have, man. These are definitely a must-have book. You got to get these things. All the covers, the medieval Spawn here. Always love the way that glow looked, man. That was so cool. Great stuff. I believe these are the trade covers here, the deluxe editions. You get a little afterword here, and then it moves on to Volume 3 of the Spawn Origins Collection Deluxe Edition. So same thing, the matte. They all look very similar, which is great. I love that they all just look so damn good. Such clean looking books here. This does have a 712 page count, and the cover price again is $100. You get the blue ribbon for this one with the blue book, another one of the cityscapes. in here, the title pages. Then you get like the blue logo Spawn, which is dope. Love that everything is the same color throughout all of these. And then it moves on to the next volume. So this picks up from 51 to 75 is collected in this book. And this is where stuff starts to pick up pace quite a bit. You can see the progression of the artwork too throughout all these volumes, where it started out and then it starts getting better and better. And of course, Greg Capullo comes on. Got Savage Dragon there, one of my favorite OG characters from Image Comics as well. I always thought he was real sick looking. You get a little battle between Spawn and him. Just a lot of just classic 90s stuff, man. I gotta love all this. This was like prime period for me when I was a kid. That Malboja cover looking so sick. But like even the greens and stuff on there, man, that's one thing that he killed so well. And the panels were just so unique and different for this time. He just took it to another level and still continues to do so, man. Just a really, really badass stuff from Todd McFarlane, man. He's always going to be one of my favorites. You get a little Malboja titty there, which is always tremendous to see flipping through the pages. But like the green coming from Spawn's eyes, so sick, man. And the weapons and everything he drew, so detailed. Everything looks shiny. Then you get these great panels with just the darkness and just, man, he was just a savage and still continues to do so. And then you get some Cygor, one of my favorite characters of all time, man. Can't go wrong with like a cybernetic gorilla. Always a fan of gorillas. And cybernetic gorillas, of course, just looking so sick. But you see how like the metal pops on that so well. Like everything looks great. You got the blood coming from Cygor's mouth, man. Just fantastic stuff. Just, man, I'm so glad. I can't express that enough. I'm so happy these got printed. This great cover here with Cyan, Al Simmons' daughter. I actually had that as a kid too, and that was one of the references I used to draw like faces and stuff like that. Like the way he draws faces is so good. He's just so detailed with it, man. You got Angela there. Just fantastic stuff. So happy we got this. Hopefully they continue to print these deluxe editions as well. I mean, it would be dope if we got at least up to 300 in all of these. I'm not sure where it's currently at right now. I know it's deep past that at this point. Great Malboja. Man, the Angel. Fantastic artwork. So it would be great if we got more of these deluxe editions. Hopefully they keep doing it. I know with the compendiums, they're up to like the 4th compendium now. So they got quite a bit of those issues out. So hopefully we get some more of these. I know these are selling well. They're sold out at many places right now. They're actually going to be, probably most of them are going to be on back order at this point in time. But it's going to be evergreen, so you should be able to get these all the time now, which is just fantastic. So now let's move on to the next volume with volume 4. This, of course, still has the $100 cover price and a 712 page count, just like the book before. Same matte finish. You do see some scratches on this and stuff throughout a couple of these volumes. These books do scratch very easily, so you have to be very careful. Don't really care personally because I don't really cosmetically care about things like that. I'm more of just about the content that's included in the book and the build of it, that it's gonna last. So got the great yellow Spawn logo there, and then it jumps right into this as well. So this with volume 4, you get a little introduction here just like the previous books, and it's going to start with 76 and then it's going to end at issue 100. So you'll get up to 125 with all 5 of these deluxe editions here, which is a good start, man. It's nice that we got a new volume with all of these reprints as well. Got the Angel and like the Hell Spawn there, which is a great little comparison between the two. Wonderful artwork. Like as I said, the artwork does kind of progress. Not saying that the artwork was bad in the beginning of Spawn. It was absolutely fantastic. It just gets on another level and just keeps progressing and progressing. So you get some stuff with Sam and Twitch here, which is great to see. Then the issue 81, dope looking cover there. Spawn always just had fantastic covers, man. So like Spawn is one of those books where the covers just are as good as the interiors, which sometimes you don't get that in comics. Sometimes you get a real sick looking cover and then the interior artwork just isn't that great. Todd always just killed it no matter what, whether it was him with a Capullo or his own artwork. The cover matched the interiors, which is a rarity sometimes in comics, man. Sometimes it's not, especially now with all the variant covers and things like that. You'll see a cover for something and it has incredible artwork, and then you open up the pages and the artwork just is kind of subpar. But Spawn, that is never the case, man. Spawn, the interior artwork is always absolutely insane, and the covers to match it. So definitely very excited to get these books, man. Looking through more, you got some Angela action in here, and then we'll get to the end. You got some inks, which I'm glad that they have so much bonus content in these deluxe editions here. It's great to have all this like original inks and stuff collected in these books. Just real tremendous stuff. There's the issue 100. Then you get some of the issue 100 covers here too in color, which is great to see. You got the Alex Ross and the Frank Miller cover there. Just beautiful looking stuff. You got Al with his daughter, Cyan. Real great stuff. So getting to the end of this book here, let's move on, and then we'll check out the... Oh, man, Billy Kincaid looking badass. Love Billy Kincaid. He's just this demented bastard. So here is the newest volume. This is volume 5, which is just so... I'm so happy we got this, too. This is so cool that this came out with all the reprints. They all came out at the same time, too, which is just great for collectors. So this book does have a 624 page count, and the cover price, just like the rest, were $100. The purple edition here, you get the purple ribbon in here with a little bit of an eye. Very good, man. There's absolutely like no gutter loss throughout these books too, which is one thing to mention. The cityscape, again, as usual, all these have basically the same introduction pages. The purple Spawn logo, just dope, man. So this volume gets into the bit deeper, and it starts to expand more in this Spawn world. It starts with issue 101, and it'll end at 125. So like I said, you'll have up to 125 in all of these Spawn Origin Collection Deluxe editions, which is great to have. Love Spawn's cape there, man, looking so sick. Just great, man. I'm so glad that we got this. I was a huge fan of Spawn, like I've mentioned like 1,000 times throughout this video, but like I love the HBO series that came out like 1997. You had Keith David doing the voice of Spawn, which I've always been a fan of him. If you haven't seen, he's in They Live, he's in The Thing. He was actually Goliath's voice in the Gargoyles too. That was one of my favorite shows of all time. That still holds up to this day. I'm still hoping that we get a Spawn movie with Jamie Foxx, and I guess Jeremy Renner was supposed to be in it as well. Since his accident, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but you never know if the Spawn movie is going to come about, though. But, man, Todd always killed it throughout the years. Spawn was just amazing. He had, with the comics from Image, with Spawn, and then he also had just, like, his toy lines, too. I had so many toy lines. He had, like, the movie Maniacs with, like, a bunch of different... horror movie characters and things of that nature. He had like Twisted Fairy Tales. He did sports figures. He's doing the DC figures now. Like Todd McFarlane had built a serious empire off of just this Spawn series, really, and he continues to do so, man. I mean, you got the Gunslinger song now. You got Scorched, King Spawn. Like Spawn is just opened up, man. You got the Spawn universe going right now. So very happy that we got all of these deluxe editions printed. Just absolutely great stuff, man. I'm going to go back, I'm going to do a reread on all of this stuff. Love the way that looks, the artwork with his cape, man. Draws the cape so good. But yeah, I'm going to do a reread on all of these Spawns. So I'll probably knock out like maybe 2 volumes at a time in a video or something like that. Just so you can get a little bit deeper of a background on the story and go a little bit deeper on a dive of things, and probably a little bit spoilerish throughout it. But man, love these panels. Look at that. Nobody else does it like him. Violator looking crazy. Very happy with these books, man. I think they have a great price point. I think, you can get them for about $75 or so from Organic Price Books. It's totally worth it. These are books that really any comic collector needs in their collection, man, and I'm so happy that these finally got printed. More stuff in the back with inks, some great artwork from Todd McFarlane. This is probably like my favorite collection in my collection now. I'm super happy that these got reprinted. These are beautiful books. Some more inks here in the back. Love all that this is collected in these volumes, man. Just really great. Todd always takes care of the fans, and it's really shown in these volumes and everything that he does. So just a super huge fan of the Todd father himself, man. Oh man, beautiful artwork. Beautiful stuff, man. And there you have it, a quick little overview of each one of these volumes from the Spawn Origins Collection Deluxe Editions. These books are amazing. Love the size of these. They're super well made, man. They glow in the dark, which I'll just post after this this video here. And they're just beautiful, man. I'm so excited. These things were whales for so long, going for like $1,000 on eBay and stuff like that. Absolutely insane. But I mean, the artwork is incredible in here. Just the large format of it is just beautiful. Such well-made books, man. I'm super happy these finally came about. Let me know what you think about these Spawn Deluxe editions down in the comments. Are you a fan of Spawn? Are you going to be picking these things up? I believe they're evergreen, so they should be available pretty much from here on out, which is a great thing, man. Let me know what you think about Spawn down in the comments. Is this something you're going to be getting? I know Spawn is kind of a love-or-hate thing. So yeah, let me know what you think about these books down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.